Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and MP. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hey.
Let's roll on into Stomping Grounds. We open up on the pre-show with a Cruiserweight Championship match. Drew Gulak managing to wrestle it away from Tony Nese and Akira Tozawa.
One case where my pocket pick worked.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, honestly, when we were like, the champ will probably retain, and then I said, I'll take Akira, and you're like, I'll take Drew, and we have a new champ.
He should have been champion a long time ago.
Hmm.
But I'm happy for him. Let's see if he can make the title interesting.
Yeah, and to be fair, after this match, there was a lot of buzz about how good this match was, too. And I feel like that just comes back to what we'd been saying about the Cruiserweights for ages, right? Is that their matches are great. They just don't have anything going for them. They're just sort of existing. Pockets of awesome matches. Even matches on 205 Live are great matches on the weekly. How to combine half of these matches to talk about? Let's just go to the one that I know you want to talk about. Ricochet defeats Samoa Joe for the US title.
Woo!
You just want to sit here wooing for the next, 20 minutes or something?
No, because because only Ric Flair can do that. I've heard it was a really, really good match. And I'm just happy that they finally that they put the title on him and they're ready to go with him.
We were a little confused after Rey Mysterio's injury, how they just sort of gave the belt back to Joe and it didn't involve any Ricochet, any Cesaro, anything like that. So I don't know if this was always the, just give it back to Joe so Ricochet looks better when he gets it type thing, rather than winning some form of tournament. Taking out Joe clean looks pretty good, especially given what Joe is about to move on and go do after this feud. I think if there's anything you can say about this match, other than Ricochet is now champ, is that Ricochet looked golden afterwards. And yeah, he's got that jetpack.
And he's got one heck of a potential opponent for his first title defense, too.
It's not good when you go backstage to take your promo photos and AJ Styles rocks up with the club and is like, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm very interested in seeing how that plays out. I do know that AJ did beat him on Raw. So I'm wondering how that'll play into Extreme Rules. But I definitely think that this could be the tipping point for AJ.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he wasn't even on the card.
Yeah.
And now this indie little darling has become the United States champion, and you could almost see the wheels turning.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been trying to get the club to serious up. And then, they appear in the backstage segment with Ricochet, and it feels like the trio is trying to reclaim what they used to have. But then we go over to Raw, and as you say, AJ Styles, he's in the main event, defeating United States champion Ricochet, whereas the club are just getting their butts kicked by the Viking Raiders. I'm gonna struggle to see AJ Styles' motives here of trying to get the club rolling and to get the thing back together when he's winning, he's got forward momentum, he's upwards, and the club are obviously stagnating and not doing much. And I don't know if his motivation of the club is meant to be getting them more wins in the future, or if this is also meant to just be a very short-lived re-partnership.
I don't know, but rumor has it that WWE has 3 more years to figure it out with the club.
Yeah, fair enough. I got 3 years. I'll figure it out in the last 3 months. Classic. But talking about the SmackDown Tag Team Division, even though I think they're on Raw, I goofed that. Ignore me. Daniel Bryan and Rowan successfully defending their belts and unifying with the YOLO County Championships.
I am very disappointed we don't get Otis as an official tag team champion.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are. I felt like this was the opportunity to do something with Heavy Machinery. Daniel Bryan and Rowan, I'm still, they're doing good things, obviously, with their gimmick and everything, but they're not as hot as Heavy Machinery.
Well, we'll have to definitely see where they go with those two. And the SmackDown Tag Team Division still is stronger than the Raw one. But yeah, I don't know where they're going. I don't even know if they know where they're going.
Classic.
But yeah, the hometown curse has definitely been broken.
It's just shattered. It is no more. We can fit some more matches before the song break. Bayley successfully defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss.
Thank goodness.
But can I hear you say, seeds planted? So I'm just going to read you a series of events, and you can interpret these however you want, right? Bayley successfully defends her belt against Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross in her corner. Over on SmackDown, Nikki Cross defeats Bayley. Over at Extreme Rules, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss as a rematch is booked. You do the math.
I'm going to sidestep that and say that this little partnership between Cross and Bliss reminds me of a certain female wrestler that's currently on the roster in her debut. It reminds me similarly to the crazy Mickie James. And her debut. Stalking with Trish. Only it's not so much stalking, it's just being creepily obsessed with.
Fair enough. I feel like this partnership is not going to last much longer. Whatever the cause is going to be for the explosion or the breakup or anything like that, I feel like it is going to happen soon. Obviously after Extreme Rules, I'm pretty sure, ignoring the takeover, it's into SummerSlam after that, so I don't know if it is quite a SummerSlam level feud. So I don't know if we're going to have to hit pause on it for a month. I still don't know where all the chips are going to lie for SummerSlam just yet. I've not sat down and used my time stone to see the 50 million different matches that could happen.
But we're definitely certain of one thing. Bayley will actually have at least 2 successful title defenses this time.
Yeah, I don't foresee Bayley losing at Extreme Rules to Alexa, no.
Though you saw her losing at Stomping Ground.
Yes. I feel like if she retained here, she's not going to lose it on the second match. If she made it past 1, I'll give her 2. So the next lot of matches, a lot of them can bind up and roll up. So I'm going to go to song. I'm going to go to song a little bit early, and we're going to backload the show. So would you like to introduce the song this week? It's not often I let you do that.
Alright. This week, in honor of winning the United States Championship, this week's theme is Ricochet's.
And you're back with Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM 89.0, ArrowFM, NPR, Grady, and Josh. Let's roll into the matches we have left. Let's do the last non-bundling one, and that is a steel cage match for the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston defending against Dolph Ziggler.
Ziggler never really felt like a threat to the WWE Championship.
Okay.
I know he was meant to be, but it just never felt like he was actually in a position to win the title.
Hmm.
I will say this, that is one of the most unique ways to escape the cage I've ever seen.
Yeah, I really loved that finish, with Dolph Ziggler trying to crawl himself out of the door and Kofi Kingston just launches himself through the ropes, landing with both feet on the outside first to take the victory. It was a cool finish. I quite liked it. And not to take anything away from the match as a whole either. The match itself was good, but that finish is going to be in highlight reels. Along with all the other crazy stuff Kofi does.
Yeah. Yep, that's right up there with all those saves at the Royal Rumble.
Mm.
The match was pretty good for a steel cage match.
Yeah. And I said this was the only non-bundled match. I lied. This match is bundled with the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating the New Day earlier on in the night.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised. It was a decent match. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was a decent tag team match.
Yeah, and it feels like the feud is continuing, because over on SmackDown we got the New Day and Heavy Machinery teaming up to take on the tag champs and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So I did not get my wish of please split them up, whatever you do.
Nope, we're probably going to get a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match. Because why not?
It's got to be extreme, right? So that works. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with that match. The four teams have been fairly tied in together anyway, so... Hey. And then maybe Heavy Machinery wins it there.
Maybe. You could always add the Usos and have a Fatal 5-Way.
That is true. And it's also bundled with the Ricochet Samoa Joe match, because Kofi's already got his next challenger for Extreme Rules.
Well, I will say this. Joe is a lot more threatening for Kofi's title reign than Dolph was, but I still feel like it's like a 5 to 10% because they haven't shown, when it comes to the big one, that they're willing to back Samoa Joe.
It is interesting coming off losing the United States Championship and then getting yourself a WWE Championship shot in the same week. Obviously the match with Ricochet was great and everything. It just seems like a weird trajectory for Joe that I don't quite understand, but going up against Kofi will create obviously great matches, just the two styles clashing and everything, but as you say, I don't see Samoa Joe walking away with the WWE Championship, which is interesting because it extends Kofi Kingston's championship reign even longer, and probably makes us to SummerSlam, assuming no hijinks before then.
Yeah, I see him holding it to at least SummerSlam, at which point a certain green briefcase might come into play.
Fair. With how quickly Extreme Rules is rolling up, I could see Samoa Joe being sort of a knee-jerk stopgap, just to put in because they don't want to start up whatever they're going to do for SummerSlam. Or maybe a Joe rematch will be the booked match at SummerSlam. Obviously, we don't know. We're going to just have to guess.
And that's what we do best.
It is pretty much. I would like to note so far, of the 5 matches that are booked for Extreme Rules, none of them have a extreme stipulation just yet. Just something to note. And then we fly back to Stomping Grounds, because we don't got a lot of time. And we got to point out that you did my boy D-Mac dirty, you said he was going to win, and he loses. How could they do this?
Hey, it happens. I guess I had to be wrong about some match on this card.
Fair enough. Were you doing the old 4-down ranking prediction stuff? You could have got a great score. But yeah, Roman beats Drew, and Grady sad.
And it doesn't look like it's over with either.
No, with Extreme Rules already booking a match with Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon teaming up to take on Roman Reigns and some old fuddy-duddy who just sort of rocked up out of the back.
Yeah, that was the most random thing ever. I definitely would not have seen The Undertaker coming out to help Roman if anybody was going to.
There's some crazy, theory crafting people are doing. Obviously, storyline-wise, Roman Reigns earned The Undertaker's respect. The Undertaker still hates Shane McMahon. I can see it. Personally, I hope it leads to Undertaker Drew if they're going to go singles match again, because I want Drew to win. But in terms of outside of kayfabe, I could see The Undertaker not wanting that Goldberg match to be the memory people have of him, so wanting to have another match fairly quickly after it, and being a tag match, not necessarily get carried, but get carried.
Yeah, this match will definitely be carried by Drew and Roman.
What are you talking about? Okay, The Undertaker clearly showed he can still go for 2 minutes. So just don't have the match go any longer than 2 minutes, and you're sold.
It just happens to be long enough for a hot tag.
That is true. That is probably all he'll get. I don't see The Undertaker getting a whole lot of offense in this tag team match. It will be interesting to see what they end up doing, though, in terms of the build for this match. But since we've only got 2 weeks of content to build for it anyway, it could be a whole lot of just Reigns, McIntyre, McMahon build again. And then hopefully this time Shane McMahon and Drew win, right? Right?
It's possible.
They're not going to win. Don't lie to me. It's not possible. They're going up against Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. I've got more chance of getting off this chair and doing a backflip without breaking my neck. And that's low. So I am skimming the card, and I believe we've just got the 2 matches left. The first match on the card and the last match on the card. And it is time to chain them. Because Becky Lynch, she successfully defended her Raw Women's Championship against Lacey Evans.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match. I do think it did show some flaws in Lacey's game, that she probably wasn't ready for the title, which is why she didn't get it. At least not yet. But overall, it was more about the story than anything else with this.
Yeah. I'm with you, because the story directly leads into the main event. It's the reason I decided to put them together. Baron Corbin, he found his special guest referee in somebody I believe no one was guessing.
Yeah, he had a lady referee. And not the one that's officially contracted to be a lady referee.
If you told me that was the way he was going to go, he'll pick a female superstar as his special guest ref, I don't think I still would have picked Lacey.
No, you probably would have picked Charlotte at the top of the list.
There would have been a lot of people I would have picked, and Lacey would not have been near the top. But Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin, he's about to lose by count out. Boom, it's a no count out match. About to lose by DQ. Boom, it's a no DQ match. And yet Seth Rollins still defeats Baron Corbin and defends his championship.
In a variation of what we expected and how the referees would get switched out.
Yes.
Because you can't have a lady get knocked out. Instead, you'll just have the man come out and brawl her away.
Out of context, that sounds just as bad, I'd like to say.
Yes. And then John Combs counted the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Much to Baron Corbin's chagrin.
Baron not happy.
But obviously going to lead to a mixed tag match at Extreme Rules, in which both titles on the Power Couple are on the line.
Who would have expected that? As I can read to you the headline from WWE.com. Universal Champion Seth Rollins and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans in a winners-take-all mixed tag team match. Last chance. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins putting both of their titles on the line in the hopes of getting Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans out of their hair once and for all. They will never see their adversaries in the ring together again. Well, that's quite absolute. I'm more going to go with they will stop that feud and move on to something else. Now, do I see Corbin and Evans both holding championship gold? I'm going to vote no. But feel free to correct me.
I could see it.
Okay.
Chances are not very likely, but there's always a Ziggler's chance at everything, as we've found out over the years.
This is true. I feel like we wrote off Ziggler with having a Ziggler's chance at Stomping Ground, and he did not defeat the odds a second time. But yeah, here I don't know. I feel like Seth and Becky are going to be heading into feuds at SummerSlam, and either Seth and Becky will be heading into feuds with completely new people because Corbin and Evans have had to leave and not be in the championship picture, or the titles will change. I will be surprised. That's all I'm going to go with. I would be very surprised if the titles changed. Elias and Miz. Now we've jumped off Stomping Ground, I should probably note that. We're jumping off, just talking about other potential feuds that can lead to Extreme Rules matches. Elias and Miz, they're still poking around. The Miz still hates Shane McMahon. You know, the Miz made more sense for that tag team match.
Yeah, this will be an interesting match at Extreme Rules. I'm guessing that this will have some crazy stipulation added to it.
I presume so, given on SmackDown we had a 2 out of 3 falls match. You know, if we're going again, we're going to have to go with something big. But that being said, the 2 out of 3 falls matches are just happening left, right, and center across Raw and SmackDown at the moment, so...
Yeah, I mean, the WWE Championship is defended in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah. It's a thing. That's all I can say. It's a thing. But yeah, we could potentially see Elias and Miz colliding. We could see Miz getting himself involved in the Shane McMahon match. I do have to wonder if that was the Miz's spot as Roman Reigns' tag team partner, and then The Undertaker said, I want it, and they gave it to him, because who's going to argue with him?
But you know what? The Miz should be more concerned about being stalked by Abby the Witch.
Yeah. Well, I believe now that also Huskus the Pig and Rambling Rabbit both showed up on SmackDown as well. I may have which characters wrong, but there's definitely Firefly Funhouse characters showing up on both shows.
Yeah, and the Buzzard was
on Raw as well, yeah.
Was on Raw, stalking another superstar. I forget which one that segment showed up in.
It makes it hard to figure out who Bray is going to come after. If in fact Firefly Funhouse was Purgatory, then we at least know for sure they have all broken out of Purgatory. They are here, they are in the real world, and it's just a moment of time to see who they're going to attack.
And as Bray used to say, they should probably.
Yeah, and I'm really hyped to see who it's going to be that he picks as his initial target. But talking about picking people to target, and I know we're running out of time, but I'm going to squish it in. Shinsuke Nakamura did a point thing at the Intercontinental Championship, and now it looks like we're going Balor Nakamura again.
he spent about almost a year as United States champion off and on, and is like, no, I want the Intercontinental Championship.
I like the white strap. I want it. Give it to me. So I imagine that will also find its way into being on the Extreme Rules card between those two. Alright, well, that's pretty much all we have time for this week. It's been great talking to you.
Bye, B.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestlingRadio, Twitter page, twitter.com/WrestlingRadio, and we'll see you all next week.